Hello, beautiful soul family. Rebecca here, your vibe mentor. Welcome to Monday Mastery, where we take a quick pulse on the previous week, the energies that we've experienced, and some guidance, some timeless guidance on how to move forward. So, if you are here for the timeless message, you can jump through just the first couple of minutes, and I will be right in it with you in just a moment. But for now, let's talk real quick about the solar weather activity for this past week. There was quite a bit of activity to speak of, which is fun. It was not terribly difficult, intense, sure, but not so bad. So we did have a G3 KP7 geostorm on Monday last week. So right around the time of filming, we were receiving an X-class flare, which was interesting. So we were getting the remnants of a previous flare and also receiving new X-class flares. So we had two more X-class flares last Monday, one M-class and two C-class. Tuesday, another X-class flare. Wednesday, two more X-class flares. Thursday, we started to receive again the coronal mass ejection from those flares. So we had a KP8 on Thursday, and that went down for a bit and came right back up. And we were in geostorming again all day Friday. Again, KP8, pretty sustained intensity there. And then finally, we calmed down. So two M class flares on Friday and just five C class flares on Saturday. And one M and two C on Sunday. So not a quiet week for sure. I don't think I've personally, in the years that I have been watching geostorming, seen X-class flares per day. Joking. An X-class flare a day keeps the keeps the 3D symptoms at bay. It certainly was. It felt very amplified. There's just a lot of speed to the energy, a lot of intensity, a lot of speed, a lot of insights, awarenesses, powerful shifts and changes. I mean, things just moving through really, really quickly. I personally like the speed. Being an Aries sun, I like to get on with it. So, we're waking up pretty hot and heavy, fast and quick here, which is a lot of fun. It did also bring for me a personal physical injury. So we do have to be careful with these kinds of energies when things tend to start moving that quickly. You do have to watch out physically. But the tremendous breakthroughs, the internal shifts and changes make it so worth it to just level up 1 minute after the next. There's nothing like it. It does also bring some fatigue with the body. That was a lot for the body to absorb and receive and hold and move through. So hopefully you rested, took a nap. It also was very disruptive of sleep, keeping us up at night, waking us up every couple of hours. When I say us, I mean me, my family, the clients that I speak with. So it's pretty consistent across the board how it impacted everyone. There was a lot of challenge focusing earlier in the week, Monday, Tuesday, especially, where we were receiving the coronal mass ejections from the week prior as X-class flares and also receiving five more flares in 3 days, X-class flares. So that really made it difficult to get anything done. And so if you struggle with that feeling of I should be doing something, but I'm not able to focus or I'm not able to get it done, remember that your body is receiving these energies and plenty is being accomplished. Even if you are sleeping and resting, because we are absorbing and moving through and releasing and purging and doing all the things. I was relatively low appetite, which surprised me. For me, usually my appetite increases. So being a woman and having different phases of a cycle, that can vary. But if you lost your appetite last week, don't be surprised. There was just plenty of other things to ingest, if you will. And so, of course, that comes and goes, no big deal. Um, I love the waking in the night, even though it can feel very exhausting and you can feel tired. If ever you are woken in the night, just say hello to God, right? Hello, divine. Speak to your creator. Ask, what would you like me to know right now? And I often find that if I just have a little bit of communication, ask what is to be received, take notes on things that is being amplified or emphasized, I go right back to sleep. So hopefully you didn't lose too much sleep last week. The beginning of the week was a bit, again, challenged, not just from a focus perspective, But even just sort of struggling through things. For me personally, I'll just give you an example and you can see how this applies to your story. But really, again, feeling that pressure to accomplish things, to get things done. Monday, Tuesday is video creation for the video that is then released at the end of the week. And so there's a little bit of pressure sometimes, get it right, use the right formula, do the right thing. And so that feeling of needing to focus and needing to get it done created some internal struggle. Well, as with all of our struggles, it also brings with it the breakthrough, right? The breakthrough of realizing there isn't anything you have to do. There isn't anything that needs to be done. And that just because you think it should be, right? Or you're trying to force or manipulate the energy to work with what you want to do, which is coming from an ego-based consciousness, that can help us wake up to our lack of surrender to the flow and the process and the energy that is available. So we want to remember to dance to the rhythm of the current music. Whatever is made available to you is where you need to be. And we want to recognize when we're pushing against energies, when we're contracting, we're cutting ourselves off from divine flow. So I wanted to produce the video, but I needed a nap instead. And so in that pushing against that, there was a little bit of discomfort and some internal processing and purging that needed to happen around behaviors and patterns, letting go of the shoulds that get in our way and cut us off from the magic that's made available to us, right? I finally gave in and allowed myself to meet my need for rest instead of pushing towards that video. And sure enough, the next day it flowed easily and effortlessly in perfect timing. There was plenty of time, right? So, but that beautiful gift of recognizing the ego-based strategies of control and manipulation and having to force and push, and how limiting and cutting off that is from the magic that we have been gifted and want to learn how to use so that we can finally find peace and flow and ease, right? And this is something that I have known, and it is so fascinating how we learn in cycles. It's kind of that spiral process. As we move up, we revisit things, and you're like, hey, I thought I moved through this already, I thought I learned this lesson already, and it really just is another level of this. And I cannot even begin to tell you, I'm so excited for what's going to come through this week, because the breakthrough that this has brought, it's as if we just busted through another glass ceiling into a greater level of flow and ease by letting go of those ego-based control strategies. No more manipulation, no more pushing, only flow. And I feel like maybe I've said that before, but for me, this is palpably different. This is a very different identity, a different way of moving through life. So let go of the shoulds. Stop telling yourself there are things you have to do. Look at the things where you believe you do have to do them, and go to work on that, because that's where your blocks are. That's where you're constricting, restricting, cutting yourself off, putting yourself in a box. It is our job as limitless beings to allow the divine to be limitless within our lives. The only way that God is limited is through us, by our beliefs, by our expectations, and the stories we tell ourselves. So allowing the divine to be in charge, allowing flow and ease to enter our lives requires us letting go of control. And we have to be able to let go of needing to know what's going to happen, or resisting what is happening. We have to be willing to rest when we are tired, and so that we can receive. So when I did take that nap and I finally just said, you know what, no more for today. The next day, it flowed right through again, easily and effortlessly, the way I had wanted it to the day before. Right. So this really helps me see the intricate layers of the control and manipulation and ego-based consciousness that our ego will hide from our awareness, that we can know the things, but we are not embodying them. And for me, that was a trauma response, needing to keep things under control. That young a 16-year-old girl who was on the streets on her own, having to, and I thought, work 3 jobs and sleep every other day in high school to pay the bills, but only because I was in a place of fear and not understanding. And so I was contracted and restricting the flow of the divine. Remember that desire plus non-resistance equals our desired result. We also know that what we resist persists. And so control is a form of resistance, resisting what is available to us in that moment, resisting what is happening in the way that it's happening, and resisting what could be happening if we were to let go of control. So again, really be on the lookout. Use your body as a sort of a tuning fork or a measuring device to sense how contracted or expanded am I right now. I'm going to say that again. How contracted or expanded am I can be felt through the body, right? So in this tension in the shoulders and in the neck and in the arms, you can almost feel the pain of the contraction in the muscles because we hold it that way for so long. That is you cutting yourself off from divine magic and flow. If we allow ourselves to let go of the control, let go of the ego-based consciousness, let go of the resistance, desire plus non-resistance equals the desired result. Now, I used to think that I had to make things happen. You have to do the work. You have to work hard. You have to constantly be on the go. And again, that hypervigilance, always on the go mentality was a trauma response. And working with that 16-year-old little girl to say, you did good. You kept us alive. We paid the bills, but we're not there anymore. And the way that things are accomplished is not through effort, but belief. That we are told biblically that we are saved, if you will, not by works, but by faith. And it is the energy, the frequency, the vibration of our own being, our own aliveness. Just the sheer fact that you are alive means that you have prana and life force flowing through you that is accomplishing all by itself. In fact, more so when you are not contracted. So we want to look at our ego-based consciousness and remember, we are edging God out. If you look at the acronym of ego, edging God out. Even the shoulds of what does God want can cut us off from divine flow, especially if you're like me and you have that religious trauma and the church that will tell you, you better look out, you better watch out. You know, Jesus is going to pop out from behind the corner at the tribulation and condemn you to hell. You should behave. You should do these things. You should be a good girl. You should be polite. Notice the contraction again, the fear. False evidence appearing real is telling us we are misaligned to truth. We are misaligned to the way the divine wants us to live, right? Fear and contraction are the indicators that we are misaligned. Dis-ease, discomfort in the body, that sick feeling in your stomach, the contraction in your muscles, right? It's pointing to the misalignment. We are misaligned to the way. And this is where I love the parallels of my Christian upbringing and my understanding of metaphysics and my relationship with the divine and the clarity that I've received around how to play this game called life. Yes, Christ did come to show us the way, but it's not the way that the religious teachings have taught us. It's the way to be, to just be, and to be in flow with the divine, to live in heart-based consciousness, to be heart-led. It's so beautifully easy and effortless that we feel like it can't possibly be true. It's not hard enough because they taught us we needed to struggle, right? And it also tells us from a religious perspective, there's one right way. But if you look at the neuroscience of how our brain and body are designed, it is clear that the infinite intelligence of our divine creator made it impossible for us to see only one way or to see only one picture or only one color or to remember the exact same memory properly, right? Watch the previous videos, especially this past week where we talked about being good and how it keeps us stuck. There is no one right way. There is only one right way for you. And nobody can tell you what that is because only you have access to your emotional guidance system, to the connection to the divine that is within your body. to the sense of contraction versus expansion, and the ability to let go, follow your heart, and flow with the divine magic that it was gifted to you, right? Our heart, our body, and our emotions are our navigation system. We like to call it the EGS, the emotional guidance systems. The sensations in your body are telling you, are you aligned or are you misaligned, right? Are you flowing or are you restricting? Are you resisting? Are you contracted? Are you expanded, right? So allow yourself to step into that one right way that is for you. It is safe to trust the guidance of the desires of your heart. The divine put those there to guide you towards your purpose, which is thriving. And in your thriving, you are sharing your magic with the world. And that is how you help. You serve through taking care of yourself. Honor yourself. Listen to the beautiful gifts of the emotions and the sensations in your body. And remember, anytime you feel that contraction in your body, that's the ego. We need to put that to the side, right? We don't want to live life the way the ego wants us to. That's painful. That equals suffering. Feel what's right in the body and be heart-led. Notice all the ways that you restrict, resist, control, manipulate, or try to make things happen. Because again, that's ego-based consciousness. Notice the contraction in the body, the tense shoulders, stiff neck, the knots in your stomach, the feeling, like I want to vomit sometimes when I just get so out of alignment with truth. Anytime you have that thought that makes you feel sick, that is a misalignment to truth, right? Notice the what ifs. What will people say? What will happen if I don't do this? What will happen if I do that? Anxiety about the future, depression over the past coming forward. All of that is misalignment to truth. All of that is you creating more of the same. And so the body is that discernment tool to help you say, hey, we're not on the right track here. Let it go. Stop thinking so much about it. Stop trying to figure it out. Get out of your head, into your heart, into your body. Remember, Einstein said that you cannot solve a problem from the level of consciousness in which it was created, which means we have to think differently. And the beauty of getting out of the brain and into the heart means you basically stop thinking. It means the heart that is designed to lead starts to take over and regulate the mind and quiet down the monkey mind, get you off that hamster wheel of recreating more of the past over and over. The other ways that we can help ourselves to stop thinking or to think differently is heal our trauma, heal those triggers, close those stress responses that live in the body. Be willing to do the shadow work and go at the root cause of those things that keep you believing in limits, in restriction, that keep you recreating that box that you put yourself in. Unbelievable levels of expansion are available to you right now. Unbelievable, limitless, truly limitless potential is available to you right now. There is something about this energy that is, it's testing in a way that's asking, do you want this? Do you want this? Are you ready? Can you receive it? Can you allow yourself to have your dream? And it's up to you to say yes. So other ways that we can help ourselves think differently, heal our trauma, close those stress responses, address the triggers, know that those are gifts, go towards them, not away from them. See and validate your inner child parts. Notice what beliefs they developed and hold on to. Offer them little seeds of new, more resourceful and positive, expansive beliefs that allow you to believe you can have the desires of your heart. You get to have it all. You get to have it all because you don't actually want it all. You just want what's right for you. And you get to have that. Let go of control, let go of having to figure out how does that happen in my life. You just believe, not by works, but by faith. You are saved, right? Stop doing what you should do. Stop taking care of everyone else. Stop self-abandoning and self-sacrificing. Start to follow your heart and know it is possible for you. Magic happens when you see yourself. I'm still working on receiving the guidance around exactly what it is, but I'm getting a strong sense that when you bring your consciousness inward and you see the little inner child parts of yourself and you just see yourself in this moment, you say, how are you? Are you okay? Right? Are you okay? Hold yourself and just ask, are you okay? Think of my puppy when I do this. I'll ask her, are you okay? Okay, what do you need, Taters? Right? And ask, what do you need? Ask your heart, what should we do right now? Do that every 5-10 minutes, every 30 minutes, every hour, every transition, every time you notice a little discomfort is sneaking in. Ask yourself, what do we need? What should we do next? Go on a heart-led scavenger hunt and watch the divine lead you. So something happens when you see yourself in that way. Have you ever said to yourself, I'm proud of you? I'm proud of you. I'm really proud of you. I'm proud of you, by the way, all of you who continue to show up and to do the work. I'm really proud of you. And say that to yourself. Notice how amazing that feels. To be seen and heard by someone is tremendously healing, but I cannot emphasize the power of you seeing and hearing yourself. It's as if your own focus and attention, your conscious awareness coming inwardly, is the divine seeing you. It is powerfully healing. So ask yourself, what do you need right now? And meet that need. Follow your heart's desire and watch the magic happen. Stop shooting all over yourself. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. I know that sounds crazy and it will take you time to ease into it, but I can promise you, after many months and over a year or two of understanding that and living that, it becomes more and more true every day. Remember, your self-abandonment, you're not helping anyone. You're actually hurting not only yourself, but others around you. We're perpetuating a global issue for humanity right now. Every time we do that, we need your magic. We need your light. And you need to thrive to be able to shine it and share it. You have to have your needs met to be able to thrive and to raise your vibration. The divine wants you to realize the dreams that were put on your heart. And your thriving helps raise the collective whole. The tide rises all boats. You are limitless. Allow yourself to be limitless. The only thing that is limiting you is you. The only thing that is limiting God is you. And that is a beautiful understanding because it means the power is within you. No one else is controlling you. And if you believe they are, you have given them that power in that belief. Right? It is safe to trust the guidance of the desires of your heart. I feel like I need to credit Amanda Francis. I say this all the time. I do credit her frequently, probably not every time I say it because that would be weird. But it's so true. Your heart's desire is guidance from the creator of the universe who loves you. Now, if you can imagine, the creator is a beautiful parent, probably the perfect parent we've ever hoped for. If you're a parent, you understand this. Would you put something your child wants on their heart or in front of them and say, oh, but you can't have that? Would you intentionally put a desire in someone that you love like no other and then tell them they can't have it? It doesn't make sense. God, at the end of the day, is love. So what would love do? And there's your answer. Remember that everyone around you is cared for by the divine. It is not up to you to save them. It is not up to you to solve their problems. It is not up to you to prevent their pain. And when you do that, you self-abandon, which hurts them because then you're teaching them to do the same. But it's also enabling them and it's preventing their growth. It's keeping them from going through what they need to go through to get to this place of limitlessness. Yes, you can help. We are here to be of service. We all need love and connection. That is the highest state of the nervous system. That is the goal, unity and oneness. But you can't do it by hurting yourself. You can't hurt or help people to your detriment. That's called overgiving. And that, again, hurts everyone. So ask yourself, what does your dream life look like? This is so fun because you get to do this regularly. In fact, you should do this regularly because the more you grow, the more you expand, the more the dream will grow and expand. And so we have to keep updating our dream. And if your dream looks more like survival, if you say something like, I just want a cabin in the woods, I want to be away from people, I never want to have to worry about paying bills ever again, or I want to live on a beach away from people and just eat fruit off of trees and fish for food. That's a survival dream. It's a beautiful dream. But if you are running from things like finances or people, then there's likely unhealed trauma. And we need to address that because we want that big, beautiful, expansive dream, right? Dreams beyond your wildest imagination are possible when you become limitless. When you heal and you remove those beliefs and those blocks that keep you from realizing your dreams, there isn't anything you cannot experience, right? So ask yourself as you update your dream, what does good look like? What does the perfect dream look like? And what's keeping you from it? Most importantly, what's keeping you from it? Many will say, oh, I don't have the money to live where I want to live. I don't have the money to live where I want to live. How about you just start believing I get to realize my dreams? I don't know how. I don't know where the money's going to come from. I don't know when it's going to come in, but I believe. I know it's true. And you start to feel it. The more you clear out your vessel and you close those stress responses and you empty yourself out of all of the gunk that gets in the way, you are a conduit for the divine energy to move through. But if you've got a whole bunch of crap inside of you, it gets stuck there. It's constricted, it's restricted. So the more you clear out your vessel and you allow yourself to freely allow that belief to move through, I get to realize the desires of my heart. I get to live my dream life. Ooh. The sky isn't even the limit. Some people will say, yes, but the people, I have to stay here for the kids, or I have to go there for my mom, or I have to do this, or I have to do that, this job, that job. Again, move into belief. I don't know how, I don't know when, but I know it's true, right? You are limitless. Let's start taking the limits off because we are at the beginning of something unbelievably amazing beyond our wildest dreams. You are being offered a hall pass to the life of your dreams. And it's up to you to be able to receive and to hold. If you're struggling with those shoulds, worried about what people think or what you should or shouldn't do, make sure you check out this last week's video. And I will see you on the next one. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share if there's anyone that you know could benefit. Love you, my friends. Namaste.